Welcome back to the Now Morning Show. Our conversation continues this morning, and also the focus on our collaboration with the Art Society of Trinidad and Tobago. Joining us in studio is our resident artist for the week, Maria Reyes. Good morning, Maria.
Good morning.
And welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us and also bringing your Christmas spirit to the set as well, and the incredible work that we definitely have to go through. But before we get to that, let's chat a little bit about you and your journey in art and what brought you here to us today.
Well, my journey in art started from very small with my mother, who always encouraged us to be creative. All our holidays, she would get equipment for us. As I continued, I'm a teacher. I'm inspired by my students, and I really am encouraged through art to teach them. And it's for them to learn. I found that art excited them. Mm-hmm. And as I continued with them, they were like, "Miss, why don't you start exhibiting?" So really and truly, I started at probably about 10 years ago doing work, not exhibiting. I have the support of family. My brother-in-law and my husband are artists, Avelino Reyes, my husband, Andre Reyes. They have been my mentors in that they have been, now I work with primary school children, but they are more involved with the mature children and also work. And they have been the ones who have been fine-tuning me. My work really is God-inspired. With children, I think the children let me see things through their eyes, to be in awe. My work is all on Trinidad and Tobago, which I love. And, really see the beauty, see the colors, see that right here in little Trinidad and Tobago, we have the whole world. So sometimes, I would look at the whole world and say, but it's right here. Mm. So my art really is a full appreciation of our fauna, these are all my fauna and my landscapes of Trinidad and Tobago. The mentorship, now most of the work was, I would be in awe wherever and I want to paint it, but I have family who would help me through pictures.
Okay.
Right, so some of my pieces as we go through, I've had pictures where I couldn't take it. And I would say, well, okay, I want to paint this. And friends, and also, as I said, my brother-in-law and my husband were the ones who critique, also my sisters, fierce critiques.
It's beautiful to see that there's so much family involved in this process as well, from you being a child to now, of course, being an adult and imparting that onto, let's say, your adopted children. Yes. As well. So let's start with some of the artwork here. As you mentioned, flora and fauna in Trinidad and Tobago. And Trinidad and Tobago is dear to you. Yeah. And it was one of the first things I think that impacted so many of us on set. Yeah. But let's start with what is right next to me here.
Right.
What is the name of this piece? And was this from a photo?
Yeah, but this is the toucan in the northern range of North Deck. And I remember when we went North Deck and just looking at the greenery, mesmerized by the different tones, all of a sudden toucan flies across. So I was like, take a picture. And that's from that, this is what toucan in the northern range is all about. If you look carefully, there are touches, my style is as such where the touches of colors are in everywhere. So if you look carefully at the toucan, at his dark blue, you would see light green, mauve. You'll see those same colors is present in the sky, is in the foliage, which through my process of looking at things, you don't just see green. Mm. There are tones of green. There's yellow, there's blue, there's mauve. So if you look carefully at my picture, my paintings, you will see that. As somebody told me, if you put a magnifying glass on any spot, you'll see all the colors.
Now that's a lot of intricacy and detail to go into. So how long does it take for you to create a piece like this?
To create a piece like that consistently would be, this actually took about 3 years.
Oh, wow.
Because every time I did it, as I told you, I had the support of my husband and my brother-in-law, he was a teacher at QRC, my husband, a teacher too, would criticize and fine-tune. And they were the ones who would tell me what I need to see your background. I need to see your forefront. What's your subject? Where is the setting? And with them, really and truly, it came alive. What was so amazing when this was done, my son is a hummingbird whisperer.
Okay.
And the hummingbird, when I finished it, the hummingbird came and flew in front of it and looked at it. So when that happened, I was like, yes, I have achieved it.
And you definitely have achieved it. And you were able to capture so beautifully in this next piece, if I'm not mistaken. This is Paul Trouvier.
This is Paul Trouvier, and this was a picture taken by my brother-in-law. I loved this, Quentin Cattell. This is Sunset in Paul Trouvier. This is an iconic piece because this is the jetty which broke down, which is, I think it's under construction now. But I can boast and say I have an iconic picture of sunset when that jetty was whole.
Definitely, and you can see the detail as well, quite pristine with the person on the jetty and the boats in the background.
Yes,
now, this next one, I'm noticing this is our second bird on set.
Right.
So is it that you like to paint?
Yes, I love birds. I'm a bird watcher too. Okay. I love Acer, right? So this is a cuckoo squirrel taken at Sherlands Park in Tobago. Now, the cuckoo squirrel, it's a very elusive bird. You almost have to, what was so phenomenal about this bird is you have to sit quiet.
Okay.
And it's there in the foliage, and it doesn't manifest itself to you, but you have to desire it, and then suddenly it flies out, and only to realize it was hidden that green all that time looking at you. So this is what I love about this bird in particular.
And you can see the pop of color as well on the wings, the blue at the tips and also on the tail. But speaking about blue, this next one is absolutely perfect.
This is Tobago. This is Rocky Bay, and I can't get enough of a sunset. Not only it's my way of thanks to God for a wonderful day. This is His Majesty shown here. And this is also in gratitude of everything He has given and taken from me. So Little Rocky Bay, this is what, for me, it means. And you can see it in the waves going and coming, the ebb and tide. You can see that movement and His Majesty in the breeze that's coming up.
And the beautiful reflection on the sea as well. And again, as you mentioned, your use of color, which is so prevalent throughout. But this next piece, another wonderful manifestation of God's creation as well.
Well, this one was taken by Marsha Abraham, this is a colleague of mine. And we went on a retreat up to La Vigie, and this is Fort Door Road. And this, for me, is, I remember going up there and just saying, oh my God, this is so fantastic, and taking in the mountains, hugging each other with the hope of Port of Spain rising, because that's what it is for me, the rise of Port of Spain again, that love of Port of Spain, that freedom of Port of Spain. So this painting is my prayer for Port of Spain and the hope of the flamboyant. The flamboyant is that brightness, that flamboyant, if you know, grows right above the cocoa. So it's a symbiotic relationship of productivity, prosperity. So this painting for me is more than just what it is. It also shows our different types of landform. I remember looking and saying, wait now, we have plateaus in Trinidad, because there's the embrace of the Northern Range and there's a plateau. And going through these plateaus is these hard-working people in Paramin. I love Paramin. So this for me is my passion of the vegetation, the symbiotic relationship in the trees, and the prayer and hope for Port of Spain.
I think that's something that's so beautiful. You can see that resonates throughout each piece is that reflection, not just of Trinidad and Tobago, but of your faith as well.
Yes.
And your faith in God, but also your faith in humanity in our country.
Yes.
Maria, before we close our conversation, where can we get in contact with you and where can we see your work?
Okay, so my work is at the gallery at Art Society. I am now flapping my wings. You can get me at hovendesigns@gmail.com, and I'm hoping to go to. I have not gone to other galleries as yet, but I'm in the process of doing so.
Okay, wonderful. Well, everything in God's time, we know that
God's
for
timing,
sure.
yes.
Maria, thank you so much for joining us, and thank you for loaning us this beautiful artwork for the week. We will definitely be appreciating it rather,
yes.
and I know you will appreciate it as well. Stay tuned. The Now Morning Show is going to be back right after this break.